Hi, this is the unboxing and the test of the Sontronics Podcast Pro, a recently introduced dynamic microphone intended for podcasters and other broadcast situations. It was introduced in the 2020 NAMM, and I'll be showing you what you get in the box and some sound examples using a Focusrite interface onto a MacBook. And as a comparison microphone, one of these things, not your typical podcast microphone, but a Shure SM58. A lot of people, if you're working in sound equipment, you'll know roughly what this sounds like, so you will be able to compare it to what you get out of this thing. But first, let's see what you get in the box. So this is the box, as you can see. It's a sleeve thing. Let me take the cover off. There's all kinds of instructions about what the thing does, but basically it's a dynamic microphone. And if I open it here, and you'll see there is a warranty card. Thank you, Josh, for the quality control on the microphone. Enjoying your microphone, and some more welcome Sontronics. And safely packaged, by the look of it, is with these silica things to keep the moisture down the microphone. This is it, the Podcast Pro. Very tidily packaged. That's all you get, basically. The mic fits to a mic stand, and that's it. So we're going to plug it in and see what it sounds like. So I've got both microphones set up, the Sontronics microphone and the Shure SM58, and guess which one I'm using? It's, at the moment, the Sontronics mic. So that's plugged into the Focusrite interface, where the gain is set to about 75%, so 3 o'clock on the dial. It's getting good level into my audio interface and into GarageBand on a MacBook. The other microphone is currently turned off. I'll be switching from one to the other, and with initially the gain set identical on both microphones to give you an idea of what the difference is going to be. On paper, the Sontronics microphone has a higher output, slightly higher output than the Shure and other dynamic microphones. So I'll be curious to see how that goes. At the moment, my first impression is it seems quite a balanced sound in terms of frequency response. That sounds quite good. Now I'm going to switch over and see what it sounds like on the Shure to give you the comparison. Right, this is the Shure SM58, and my first two things I notice are it's a bit quieter, and also the frequency response is definitely different. So the first step I'm going to take is to turn the gain up on the audio interface to get at roughly the same level of volume in my headphones. I think we're about there now, and we're roughly at 90% on the dial of the interface now, so it's getting near its maximum, so there may be a bit more noise possibly included from that. The other thing is, I notice, as I say, the frequency response, it's not bad at all. I quite like the sound of the SM58. It doesn't seem as clear as the Sontronics mic. I think we're missing some frequencies which are recorded or become through the Sontronics mic. So there's a difference. Let me switch back now, and then you hear back on the Sontronics what that sounds like. Okay, here we are back on this mic now. We're about 5 centimeters from the grill of the microphone in both cases, to give you an idea of what it sounds like. Now I'm going to move in to give you an idea of what's the sound changing if I use the proximity effect. It's a dynamic microphone which will have that definitely operating. So I expect there'll be more lower frequencies as I move closer to the microphone. And indeed, that's kind of what I hear. The lower frequencies are being enhanced, being pretty close to the microphone, which is about 1 centimeter at the moment, not quite touching the grill. I'm going to move back a bit because I found that a bit more balanced and less extreme. While I'm speaking, I'm listening for the sibilance response and plosives, so the P's and the B's. And what I'm listening for is, I know there's a built-in pop filter in this particular microphone, and also due to the design, apparently it's been tuned to reduce the frequencies around the sibilance area, so of my voice. And for me personally, that's quite handy because I've got that tendency anyway. But if I use the well-known phrase, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, I think it is indeed working quite well as a pop filter. It's not completely blocking everything, perhaps, but it does operate. Certainly if you're not right up to the mic, that makes a big difference. So basically, yeah, I at the moment I quite like it. I think you can hear maybe a train in the background. We're going to do some side noise rejection tests in a moment on it as well. It's a hypercardioid design, which is slightly different to the Shure, which is a regular cardioid design. So I expect the side rejection from the Sontronics mic to be better. To do that, I'm going to go around to the side about 90 degrees and try and speak at the same level, and you'll hopefully hear the difference in response. So here we go to 90 degrees to the right of the microphone and then back into the front of the microphone. And there is a very clear loss of volume there. I'm going to switch to the Shure microphone and do the same there. Once again, immediately you hear the difference in sound in terms of frequency response. I'm going to go also 90 degrees to this side of the microphone, see what that sounds like, if there's any difference there. So now we're speaking at the same level at 90 degrees and back to the front of the microphone. So it's the Shure is pretty good as well, from the side and the back rejection, obviously. I think there is a slight difference between that one and the Sontronics. We're going to switch back. So we're back on the Sontronics mic, and these are the tests I wanted to do basically and give an idea of what it sounds like compared to a known microphone. I would have liked to compare it to a different microphone, the legendary typical podcast mic, the Shure SM7 or 7B. Unfortunately, I don't own one because I wanted an affordable podcast mic, and this particular one comes out around 120 euros at the moment, current market price. And the Shure is about 360, which is quite a difference in price for a microphone. I'd be curious if anyone's got one and wants to do the same comparison, how that turns out. So share your video if you got one on that. I'm quite happy with this microphone at the moment. By the way, I'm not sponsored by Sontronics or by Shure. It's just my own attempt to compare the microphones. Let me know if you've got any comments or questions below the video. Thanks very much. I just realised I forgot to say one other thing. The colour, it's red, if you haven't noticed. They do make one in a regular black colour, which is okay, but when I saw this, that's a good idea. Make it a little bit flashy. It's not a bad idea at all. So my general impression is I quite like it. I'll be making some podcasts with it. I'll probably try it in different applications as well. It's designed as a podcast or broadcasting microphone, but you don't need to stick to rules with how you use equipment necessarily. So we'll see what it looks, how it performs in other situations as well. Okay, thanks very much this time.